Okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining me for this webinar. It's another edition of Summa Social Elite, hosted by yours truly, Donna Newman. Jim's away on an assignment for the next couple of weeks. And after our time together today, I'll be posting this webinar in the Summa Social Elite Facebook group in case you want to refer back to any of these ideas. And today's topic is how to attract clients with engaging posts and really what's working right now and why. So let's just jump right on in. So many business owners that I talk to, whether it's webinar or it is live right across from my desk in every industry, are really not immune to the influences of a changing and often challenging marketplace. It's dentists, it's real estate agents, we've all experienced it. And as Facebook marketing success, however you define it, it can be somewhat elusive. It's a little bit abstract. And oftentimes there is a misconception that simply stamping your Facebook wall with a post once a week or a couple times a week will cause new clients to flock your storefront or to actually call you up and buy. So why should your business engage daily, not just once a week, but daily on Facebook? And you might be asking yourself that question. So two reasons that we find are simply your clients are there and your prospects are there. So then you got to think to yourself, why do you personally buy from one brand and not another? And really at the heart of that question, at the heart of the answer is when they talk to me as a person and make that conversation interesting. And that's exactly how Facebook can help you grow your business because it allows you to identify prospective clients and build relationships with your clients through a media that's definitely considered less salesy and more personal than traditional marketing. It kind of goes back to those old-fashioned values. So to build a relationship with people, you speak their lingo and you talk their interests, all based upon their age and their demographic. And you also use keywords and images that make your fans and your clients feel as though you're only talking to them. So here is where we're headed today. We're going to be looking at simple strategies for targeting your key demographics. And these are moms and older women. We're going to really just focus on those two demographics for our webinar and our time together because honestly, they're the ones that really have the most buying power when it comes to making the household decisions. And with this insight, you'll be either reassured that you are right on the track or you'll know exactly how to get there. And then looking at what images and text get them to engage with your posts. And kind of a hint here, it largely depends on who's your audience and what keywords you're using to call them to action. And then I'm going to give you real examples to spark engagement because I've got a real good indication who's joining me on the webinar. And I think a lot of you gals and guys are like me, but I learn best when I see examples. And so we've packed this webinar to really give you some solid examples that you can claim as your own and model in your own industry and on your own page. And then there's going to be plenty of time for question and answers. And feel free as we go along, definitely put your Q&A inside of the box, or I'm going to open up the last few minutes that we're together and we'll just have a free-for-all for questions and answers. Early in my career, I worked in the marketing department for an internationally renowned heart surgeon, Dr. Dietrich, and just before we launched every big marketing project, he'd always caution us with these words. He'd say, Donna, the main thing is to keep the main thing, and meaning that when you start your Facebook marketing campaign, there are always 4 core objectives that will help you achieve your company's main goal within that campaign. And here at Summa, it's what we refer to as design, invite, engage, and convert. It's designed so your brand stands out, and we've definitely already worked with you on that. Invite your targeted audience, and there are key ebooks and videos inside of the Summa Social dashboard where you can watch and quickly be able to do that. As well, we've had prior webinars in reference to that. But today we're going to focus on engage to stay top of mind with clients and your targeted prospects. So our team has definitely cracked the code in helping you understand what the heck is engagement, because these are the skills that work for us and plenty of our clients, but you have to put them into action. So the first thing that I wanted you to look at is when you're looking to become a valuable resource and really set yourself apart from your competition out there, but really set yourself apart from all the other pages that are business pages within your industry, you have to be something that nobody else is, and that's a valuable resource. When you're threading with your posts through the newsfeed of all of your fans and likely the friends of those fans, you want to give free access to maybe the MLS with which you already have with your search. Maybe team up with coupons from local merchants. And this is where you're going to develop relationships. I was talking with Cindy earlier this week. You're going to develop relationships with the key restaurants that you or your team personally frequent. Maybe it's the dry cleaners. Maybe it's the homeowners association of a particular community that you're focused in. And when you do that, these people are going to be willing. If you were to say something like a local pizza place, you would ask them, you would tell them that you're having a weekly contest. Every single day of that week, you're going to be promoting them. And on Friday, you're going to draw one lucky fan from your base, and they are going to be the recipient of a free pizza that can be used within the next 30 days. So 5 days of branding for that particular pizza place. And we've had clients who have actually had such good success with pizza places, but with other restaurants, whereby the pizza place itself puts the flyer of the realtor, of the dentist on the outside of the pizza box. So it's a win-win, gives you more valuable exposure to your target demographic and your targeted zip code. Then talk about educational ebooks, how-to video. Everybody wants to know, how do I do it? And that's why the movement of DIY is so popular. They want to know exactly how can they achieve it. Online calculators, planning tools, and answers to common questions. And here are some exact examples I wanted to give you of postings that are working right now. And when you look at these are really targeting young moms and professional women. And for example, when one of our clients had posted this on here, this is a blog that he works with, and he wrote one of the best blogs I've read about why the time is right to buy a home. This article is tight and it's on point. And that actually got him not only a lot of engagement because people were liking the fact that it is the right time, that mortgage prices are in their favor, but they also appreciated the fact that the article was very simple to read, and it was definitely going to have some solid takeaways for the reader. So he not only got plenty of comments when they went to his link to read his blog, he had plenty of shares on that end too, because his readers were sharing it with their base. But on Facebook, he got comments and he got shares. And when that happens, you are not only, as the person who's posted this on your Facebook wall, you're not only engaging your fans and meeting their interests, but the moment you get a share or a comment, you're opening up this exact post and your page to be seen by all of the friends of the person who just engaged with you. So your sphere of influence is growing, and it positions your content to be seen by more people, positions you as the expert of the industry to be seen by more people, and more people are having a chance now to click on your page, on that name of your page, which is hyperlinked, and go back and like it. And the best is now, once they've liked it, you get to be dripping on them with your continual postings. And Halloween was just yesterday, and we've had a lot of clients really engage in some fun postings. This one is Halloween is just 9 days away. Cook up some spooky treats in your kitchen. And this particular client had gone ahead and put a link to an outside, I can't remember if it was HGTV or Better Homes and Gardens, but it was a link that had about 12 different treats that you could make. Simple chocolate chip cookie with a little bit of frosting and those cute little mini marshmallows, and then 2 almonds for Dracula fangs. Simple treats that make when your kids are walking in the door, just a big statement. And here, some of the big things here, when you look at, you're going to see 114 shares. You're going to see 130 people like that, and then you're going to see some comments. Whenever you are looking as the page owner, the value of the difference between the like, the comment, and the share, it's kind of like a grade. And I'm going to make it this simple. When you share, you get a C. When you comment, you get a B. I'm sorry, when you like, you get a C. When you comment, you get a B. And when you share, you get an A. And Facebook kind of, in a very simple way, and again, I'm simplifying it, grades the participation based upon that. So the more shares you get and the more comments, the higher your what's called edge rank grade is going to be. And the more people who will on a regular basis see your content going to the top of their newsfeed. And this is important because the higher you are in their newsfeed, the more likely you're going to be read and engaged with. So the shares are fun, but you're also seeing that this key demographic, moms and young professionals, they want things to be fun. They want things that will matter to their family. They want things that are doable. And this is very engaging. Another element of this is that anytime you share an image that is this colorful or this what's called macro, there's not a lot of details there. It's a pretty big image. Images are the number one element that are shared across Facebook 10 to 1 over links, over videos, over just text. And here's another Halloween, kind of pairing up with that. But then you're finding older women are really appreciating this too, as much as the moms. This particular one was a client on Facebook who took a photograph of her client's daughter. And you can see there are 14 shares. Now, more than likely, but I don't know this for sure, but more than likely those shares are coming from family members who wanted to share their niece, their granddaughter, or their friend because they knew this young lady on their wall. So it's a great way because that share is going to give you credit for having come from your Facebook page wall, an opportunity to get the enthusiasm, to get that immediate buy-in of like-minded people coming back to your page, clicking on your hyperlink, and liking you. So you are getting more people in that consistent drip campaign, all because you went out of your way to take a really fun shot of one of your clients' kids. Could be one of your clients' kids might have won a blue medal, blue ribbon for maybe horse jumping, whatever that is. Whenever you've got this precious young person on here and your client's given you that opportunity to feature it, you're going to get a lot more people wanting to look at it, especially family. And then finally, kind of another idea for young moms and professional women, trying to keep it with the Halloween theme. Don't let Halloween treats play tricks with your teeth. We found some great suggestions for keeping your kids' teeth safe from mischief. And this is one of our clients in New Jersey, obviously a dentist, but it's pretty clever because young moms can definitely relate to that. Literally, my kids came home with bags of candy, and I feel as though they probably have a couple of their own teeth, yes, replaced by candy corns. So as a rule, most moms between the ages of 18 and 40, they favor lighthearted, inspirational conversations, especially ones that tell the story like, aha, that's why all the cavities, as in this example. And moms are always the first to initiate encouragement and share humor. And they want a simple approach to the answer. So that remember, when choosing a dentist, as in this last example, or a realtor or any other merchant it all comes down to relationships. And used correctly, social media is a great way to build those relationships, both with clients and prospects. But not only that, as you consistently display your presence every single day, or at least 5 business days, you display it on Facebook, you're building a reputation for yourself among those clients and prospects that lead to more referrals and more repeat clients. And then let's talk about two-way conversations relative to targeting older women. And we can talk about older women being more like the 35 to 55 plus. And here, some examples are when you're, this is a realtor in Southern California, and when you're looking at this demographic, these women, they've got a complicated life. Oftentimes, they've got a full-time career, they've got a spouse, they've children, extended family, sometimes grandchildren. They're volunteering. I see a lot of people here. I know, Dawn Marie, you've been doing a lot of nonprofit volunteering, and Cindy, you've got lots of activities that engage you outside of your traditional business. But these women, and I'm in that group too, they're no nonsense, but they want something fun. So here's an example of a realtor appealing to his demographic, which is this older women demographic. And he says, oh my gosh, I just listed the yummiest residence in Escondido on over an acre. I can't believe I get paid to do this. Custom built by owner with a separate granny flat unlike any other. Somebody pinch me. And of course, our demographic is we're oftentimes taking care of older people, so that would appeal to us. So when you look at, he's got his keywords in there, he's got a lot of good conversation. His keywords are targeting kind of the pain points or the living points of where this demographic is, but he's also showcasing that he's a realtor and that he has fun. And anybody who loves what they do is definitely a contagious energy. And here you have that 12 people have liked it. He's had 21 comments plus 2. People are just talking about his last 2 comments. This home was just listed for $725, and that was before I realized you could have horses. So he's obviously within this conversation, not just having casual conversation. He's gotten to a point by that 20-second comment that he's actually talking about the listing price. So think of how, as you begin to make your first response in the comment conversation, how you can begin to upgrade and build upon that initial post enthusiasm. And here's another one of our clients on the East Coast. They posted, and again, look at the image here. It's very colorful, it almost looks surreal. New York Magazine reports on the development of the world's first floating town. And while this is a link taking them outside of Facebook to see this live report in New York Magazine, probably a lot of people are not going to click on that, but they will be engaged with this particular um, this image. I mean, it's very colorful. It's surreal, and you can see again. You're looking at 69 people who have shared that. That is huge. That means the average person who shared that has 130 people who are their friends. So you multiply 130 times 69, and that gives you that extended sphere of influence that you have had with that particular post on that particular day. And then you look at 156 people who have liked it. And you look at the 11, 12, and 13 comments here. And so what's happening with the like in the comment is if I had commented on this or liked it, it is threading through my news feed that Donna commented on the New York Magazine reports, etc. But it would say Donna Newman commented on, and then the name of the page, and it would start the first keywords of that particular post. So rather than, let's just say I had 500 fans and I posted this, it's not just a percentage of the 500 fans that are seeing this through their news feed. I am now going to the 69 times 130. I'm going out that sphere, plus the 156 plus 13 comments. I'm going out to their influential, to their friends. And now I have a chance to garner more likes, make more comments on a daily basis so that people are actually paying attention to me and following me. And if I have colorful, attractive, engaging images and content like this threading through their newsfeed on a regular basis, they are going to remember that I'm either a realtor, that I'm the dentist, but that I'm the professional of choice when it comes to my industry. And here's another client. This is a local client. She specializes in Scottsdale. And let's see, October 25th, she is a realtor. So you see Arizona Real Estate and then Josie Pakula. But again, she says that she's in real estate with a very engendering post that we can all relate to as Thanksgiving or eating at home, sharing family meals is pretty important. She writes that home is where you can say anything you want because nobody listens to you anyway. And we can all chuckle because that's what everybody does when they read something like that. We can totally relate to that. And again, you're looking at 12 shares, 12 people that very well are her fans, but now she's being influenced by all the average 130 friends of those fans. And when people are making a comment in here, it's probably more a witty and funny, but it's building that rapport with her fans, which are a compilation of prospects and also her clients, so much that they are knowing her, they are liking her, and they're trusting her. And anytime that you can share humor with someone, you really feel like, I can trust that someone in business. I know that she could help me. And then finally, the last image I wanted to share with you, one of our clients had posted this a couple months ago. And here, when you're looking at our demographic for these last few images, you're talking 35, 55 plus. And women just want to be related to. They just want to keep things simple and organized, no nonsense, because we're busy and we've got a lot that we're stretched thinly to have to appease. So the spoken image says everything here, everything they're thinking and they're doing. You might even follow up with a comment in the conversation after you've written why complicate life and you've written all that, plus had the image. You might want to say something in the conversation if you're a dentist. Only attribute we see missing is smile enough, get a complimentary exam. Or if you're a realtor, you might say wanting a personal touch to finding the best neighborhood, and then I can help. So occasionally you can use your social media presence to advertise specials that you're running, but just make sure that you don't overdo it or you just don't come off as salesy. And then you'll definitely have a powerful influence. And so as you look at kind of these images, and we'll have the video on later, but as you look at these images, you can actually look at the images that you might be out and about taking pictures of. These images can be either gathered from Summa Social. On our wall, we put a lot of really great, engaging images. When you're actually in your own news feed, you could click share and share it to your wall. Because if that is a friend or another fan page that's kind of in your sales cycle, so to speak, and they are part of your team, it gives them the benefit of being further influenced to your fans, but it also builds a rapport with maybe that local merchant, maybe that title agent, maybe that orthodontist, etc., so that you are having other people continue to refer you as well as recommend your business. And then when you look at these images, rather than just posting them directly from your phone, which you definitely can do, you want to do it maybe once a week. While we already have you supported once a day, coming out with Summa Social posts and images and sometimes links on your Facebook page wall. It's a very good idea if you go in a couple of times a week and you go into the Summa Social, the application dashboard, and you go under engage, and then you load up your original posts. And there you'll have a simple entrance to going in and um, putting in your text, putting in your image, and scheduling it. And at the very end here, I'm going to go ahead as we're getting ready to answer some questions, I'll go ahead and show you exactly how to do that. Here, I'll load it up real quick. So if you're going to the back dashboard of the Summa Social application, you first log into Facebook, and then you go summasocialapp.com, and here you're going to select your industry, and I'm just going to select Realtor this time. You're going to click on Facebook, and then you just put in your ID, which for most of our clients, I use their username as their first name, last name, and then the password is first name, last name, plus the number 1. But you can change that as well. And then when I come in here, I'm going to be going under Engage, and I'm going to either set the daily auto post, which we've already initiated for you, or what you're going to want to look at is Quick Post and Scheduler. And if you do this once a week or maybe at the top of the month, here we are on November 1st, and here you can just load up your own original content, and you can put any keywords in here. The beauty of your original content is, first of all, it's going to be in your own voice. Second of all, put in your own keywords. Put your name, put your team name, maybe put your city, maybe go ahead and put the community that you're specializing in or that this particular post would specialize in. And then after you've done that, you can actually click on a photo and this will browse your computer. Add a link if there's a video or any particular blog link that you wanted to put in. And then simply go ahead and select your business page here. And once you've selected it, then you just click on Schedule Post. It walks you through the date. And let's just say I'm going to go for tomorrow. You click in your hour. We recommend either doing early morning, which would be about 7 to 9 in the morning, or in the evening, anywhere from 5 to 8. And then choose your time zone. And if you're in Arizona, that would work best here. If you're in California, or of course, we've got a lot of East Coast clients, Central Time Zone clients, but often Arizona doesn't fit underneath Mountain Time Zone, so make sure that you click on the Arizona one. And then you just go ahead and add it to the schedule. In this case, I'm not going to add it to that client's, but it's as simple as that. So it allows you then to have a schedule of all of your personalized posts. And for two big reasons. First, you want to have your own flair. And when you have your own flair, it's going to be in your own conversation, talking with your own keywords. And number one reason why you want to do that is because people are looking at your brand and your keywords are in it. Second is these exact keywords within this exact post could very well be brought up as one of the 8 search options on a Google page for the results. And that happened to us a couple of months ago. We had a client from Minnesota, a minister, who had been looking for how do I create a fan page, and those were his exact short tail of string words. And so when we had a post, it might have been more like 7 months ago, we had a post that started with the question, how do you create a Facebook business page? And then after that, we put a couple of keywords. And that particular post on our page had gotten a lot of comments. And because we had a lot of good value in all the comments, a couple of people shared it. But that exact short tail of keywords was what had pulled itself to be the 3rd option on a Google search. So the minister had gone to our Facebook page to that old post, and then he called us after he read all the comments and hired us to do some consulting. So the moral of the story here is that anytime you can create your original posts with your keywords, with keywords that people are using to find you, this exact singular post can be pulled up as an asset on Google, on Bing, and on Yahoo. So kind of a good idea to remember. Okay, so going back here to our final we wanted to definitely make sure that we had one final post, but then save plenty of time for Q&A. And the last one I wanted to leave you with is something funny and witty, and this appears to women in general whenever we have something like a holiday. And can you believe somebody actually put this on the top of their roof? It's time to caption the photo, trick or treat. This home is ready for October 31st. And again, 70 people shared it, 143 people liked it. So whenever you have something that's worth sharing, people will want to introduce that to all of their friends. They might even want to repost it on their Facebook page. So here I'm going to go ahead and open up Q&A. I'm going to unmute everybody in case you've got some questions that you want to share or interesting insights. Everybody with me?
Yes.
Okay, anybody got any questions?
I think I'm good. I think you covered most of that with me the other day.
Okay, I think that's Cindy, right?
Yeah, that's me.
What about you, Don Marie? Hello? You never know who you're talking to or not talking to. So kind of bottom line then is just to know that Facebook marketing is no longer in that leprechaun and that unicorn category. And it really does start with the conversation with targeted keywords so that your audience responds with likes, with comments, and even shares. And then Facebook can, but it doesn't always. It can close the deal for you, but so often it's like Facebook is the starter of the conversation, and then you take the conversation off Facebook for a bottom line purchase. But first, you have to have a plan. So if you understand that your target demographic are young moms and professional women and then older women, you know exactly what their pain points are, what their interests are. And when you appeal to their interests and you do it with keywords and great images, and also present yourself as a business professional, not just an aggregator of witty comments or of great images, but you do it according to what your industry is, you can easily optimize your brand customer relationship across your targeted demographic. So when you make it a priority to maybe add a few of these customized images, you can definitely get more people to start looking at your page, and then you can literally move from high fives to bottom line success.
Hey, Donna, can I ask one question about how does something like Pinterest, where when you put something on there and then you share it on Facebook, how does that tie into what we're doing?
When you're on Facebook and that post, whether it's your personal or it's your business page, has actually shared it, it's threading through your newsfeed, just like any initial post that's been initiated from your wall. So people have a chance when they click on that link to go back to your Pinterest profile, which is kind of like a scrapbook with all of its bulletin boards, or it's a lot like Instagram because it's all images. But it goes back to your property on Pinterest, where they're not only seeing that initial link, but they're also seeing your other bulletin board. So, Cindy, with your industry being in real estate, Pinterest is huge for you because you can put up listings. You can categorize each bulletin board according to either a community and then put each listing underneath it, or put a listing as a bulletin board. And then, literally, like you would do a dream board, you would put pins for new appliances. Maybe there's Kohler fixtures in the bathrooms. Maybe there's all brand new cupboard facings for the kitchen, and maybe there's brand new either saltile tile or it's hardwood floors, and you pin that. When people have a chance to come there, they see a real live interpretation of what the value of all those amenities are for that new listing that you have, and it allows them to not even to experience that property virtually, but then not have to do the walkthrough physically to know that that's something they're very, very interested in. And they'll have a chance to be able to follow up with you on that.
Okay, so you could create it there, but you could actually promote it through your Facebook page.
Oh, you bet. You bet.
Okay.
Creating it there, and that kind of goes back to an idea is that you don't want all these social media platforms to operate like islands. And so what you've just done is you've fused them together. So whatever's on Pinterest and that was a particular thing you wanted to share, you brought it into Facebook. And probably the way I set you up is it's posting into Facebook, but then it's syndicating over to Twitter. And now so you have this domino effect, but you have this syndication that while it initiated on Pinterest, you've introduced it to your different audiences within the different platforms,
Okay.
saving yourself time because you're a classic example of what we as young moms and women say. You know, I don't want to tell, I don't want to know all the things that I'm supposed to do. I want to know what's going to work, that in the event I do what I'm supposed to do outside of being in the field with my specific trade, that it's going to work. And so what you've just demonstrated is that when you do syndicate that social media from Pinterest to Facebook to Twitter, you're influencing more people on a consistent basis. But if they are more interested in all of the images and the bulletin board experience in their purchasing decision, they'll go straight over to Pinterest and they'll still be on your asset and you won't have missed them because everybody has different learning skills.
Right. Right. Okay, cool.
Well, thank you, gals. And if you have any other questions, I'm going to post this video into the Summa Social Elite, and you can post future questions in there. But again, thanks for joining us. And kind of the bumper sticker takeaway here is that Facebook marketing is totally worth it, and it is more successful when you understand that demographic of your audience. So thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful afternoon. I appreciate your time.
Thanks, Donna.